ER24, real help, real fast. 084 124.
We're just going to talk about what we're going to be putting in a first aid kit. So a lot of people with the festive season coming up and school holidays, we're going to be needing first aid kits in our cars or taking them with on holiday, because you never know, there's always someone that's got a cut, a scrape, you know, and sometimes something more major like profuse bleeding or something. So we'd rather just talk you through what to have in your kit and that you can take along with you on holiday so that it's available to you at all times. Alright, the first and the most important thing is to have gloves with you. So these can be surgical gloves or latex gloves, and everything that you find in this first aid kit is readily available from your local pharmacy, and it's in the first aid section. So these gloves, they're going to prevent you from coming into contact with body fluids or blood. So these are the very, very most important things that you're going to have in your kit. Alright, another thing that's quite important is your scissors. Make sure that they're blunt nose so that you're not going to be poking yourselves, or if you leave them somewhere, someone's not going to pick them up like a child and injure themselves as well, because you're going to be cutting open a lot of packets, you're going to be cutting bandages or elastoplast or anything like that. So make sure that you have scissors in there, and don't take them out to use for other things, just leave them as your first aid kit scissors. Okay, next we've got Elastoplast. Some people are allergic to it, but just find out from your friends and your family that you're going on holiday with, so you can have Elastoplast with you, and then you just get this paper substitute that also acts like Elastoplast, so make sure you have one or both with you. Okay, plasters. You always need plasters, so you can either carry a few or you can put a whole box in there, so just make sure that you have enough. You know, your kids running around, cuts and all of that, so just make sure you've got those plasters in there. But the next thing will be sterile gauze. Gauze is actually just designed, it's got like a crisscross design, and it helps you to encourage the clotting process when you're bleeding, and it's also sterile, so it prevents germs. There's no germs on here, and it can help with any of your big cuts and burns and all of that. So you can put your ointment directly on here and then place it on the injury, and then you just bandage that up. One of the most important things is when you're using gauze, don't remove the first layer. So if you see blood or anything coming through, rather just pack new dressings on top and then keep bandaging that up. So don't ever remove the first layer, because then you're going to undo the clotting process. Okay, bandages. We call these FADs, so they're first aid dressings. It's like a bandage with gauze and a trauma pad built into it, so it's in the middle. So basically, if you don't have gauze available, you can put your ointment or close up the wound only with this dressing. So you put it directly onto the wound, and then you just bandage it up with the pieces of bandages on either side. And as you can see, they come in a variety of sizes. Make sure you have a couple of different sizes, because you'll never know which size is necessary for what injury. And then you also get these normal crepe bandages. You can get a variety of lengths. These can just help you to set normal dressings and secure other dressings that you put on your wound. Okay. Alright, triangular bandages. It's like a big cloth, like in the shape of a square, and then you just fold it in a triangle, and that's usually to put around an arm injury where you don't want the arm to move, and also it's supporting the arm so that you leave your weight towards the bottom and it's holding it nearby the body. So you basically just secure that around the neck and onto the arm, and it comes with its own safety pins to secure it. Okay, this is what we call a space blanket. They come in silver and gold, and you'd usually use it in hypothermic circumstances. So if someone has been outside in very cold weather, I know this is not really something that will happen in December, but on the west coast of South Africa, you know, the water's very cold. So if someone's in that water for a very long time, they come out, they're hypothermic. If you don't have a blanket and you can't rapidly warm the person, this will usually help in just keeping that heat inside. Okay, just some safety pins. You never know when you use those, just to secure your bandages. You can usually just tie them, but a safety pin is nice to have if you do need it. An antiseptic solution, there's a lot of them available out there, but just any type, you can just read on it that says antiseptic. It helps to prevent germs, helps to clean the area of the wound, you know, when kids are running around, all the dirt that gets on them. So just make sure that you're cleaning nicely around the wound before you dress it so that it can stay clean and heal properly. Tweezers, always a good thing, you know, thorns, any kind of broken off pieces of dirt or anything like that. Tweezers very good to have for that. And then lastly, but very importantly, burn shield. Alright, you can get this at the pharmacy as well. They come in a variety of sizes. You can get a small one that fits just over your finger. This one you could put all 4 fingers in, or like secure it over your hand. You get bigger ones for bigger wounds, but we recommend that you don't put anything else on a burn other than burn shield and running water. So this would be from, like, if you burn yourself on the stove or anything like that. And you can also use it for sunburn. All you do is squeeze out the ointment. You can smell it, smells really nice and fresh and like tea tree, and you can place that on. It's almost like after sun. So these very, very important. You can have a lot of them in your first aid kit. Some things that are nice to have, but you don't always have to have them, is a mouth-to-mouth piece. If you are CPR trained, they'll usually give these to you at the end of your course, and it's just got like a little mouthpiece and a piece of plastic that can shield you. So this is only to use when you're doing CPR. Okay, these are alcohol swabs. It's basically a little piece of gauze that is soaked in alcohol, and we also use these to clean wounds. So in place of, if you don't have your antiseptic liquid, you can use these, but rather have antiseptic liquid. You know, they're not as small as this, and you know, you can reuse it. And then with regards to medications and first aid kits, the only thing that we would recommend is having an antacid. So like an Eno, because other medications, you know, you never know if someone's allergic to them. Especially there's a high allergy risk for people to aspirin, so you don't want to have those in your first aid kits in case you actually impact someone's illness rather than helping them. So the only thing is little sachets of Enos, and make sure that you're checking the expiry dates as well. So basically, if you can see all of that stuff that was on the couch, it fits into one nice little bag. I'll show you now. I mean, it's the size of a little book. It's very flat, so you can put it underneath things. You know, these things in here won't crush. They're pretty soft as well. You get sizes that you can put in the glove box and all of that. So yeah, this is your first aid kit, and make sure that you have one when you're going on a holiday. Okay, so basically these will be available from ER24. You can buy a nice one like this. You can ask about different sizes, and you can email marketing at er24.co.za. And then also, if you just want to do a basic first aid course or a CPR course or anything like that, you can email training at er24.co.za. And you can do anything from a short one-day CPR course or like a proper level 1 first aid, so that you can help people when they are in need.